So I've decided it's time for me to do another video tour of the mill. Last time I did a tour was in the winter. Um, just putting my face in because people seem to like that in YouTube videos and stuff. uh, so what I want to start is every time I come here, document what I've done to the place. Let's do wide angle. There we go. I want to document what I've done to the place every weekend and keep people updated. Whoever wants to kind of follow what I'm doing here. So yeah, let's start the tour. Since last time, the place was filled with a lot of stuff last time, and there's lots of rooms I skipped, and I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna do full tour. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit because I've learned the best way to tour this place is to actually go in order of like starting where the grain came in and following the route the grain would take around the building. So, first of all, if you see there's a concrete structure up the hill, you can see a piece of it right there. That's there's a rail trail up there, and the grain would go into that large building and get brought down to this spot by either truck, horse, or even a small gauge rail car at one point, it looks like. You can see it in the concrete structure up there. I'll have to go up there another time. But anyway, to my best understanding, they would bring it down to this spot first, into these doors here, where it get dumped. So in here we have this hopper. Let's try to focus the light a little better. My headlamp, right? So there's okay, yeah, it's buried with some grain and stuff down there, but at the bottom of these hoppers there is I guess you could say horizontal conveyors. I have some. Anyway, this is one of the early versions. At the bottom of that hopper they have these, and this pushes the grain side to side. So it goes down, you can move it across, and then let's just go over here to show an example. When you move it across, you can choose a whole bunch of different grain elevators to have the grain go up and into different hoppers. So yeah, here's one. There's another one here. Another one over here. And you choose which hopper you want it to go into once it goes up with these selectors. And it's a really simple mechanism that lets you, that's just rotating and just makes it fall into a different hopper. I'll have to show it when I get up there. One thing I would love to do someday is put like a little video, set up a video screen, and so people can see the top section moving, choosing the hopper as you move the lever. Ow, I just stepped on something. Ow. I'm in bare feet. That's not very smart. I think I stepped on some glass. Yeah, I stepped on a piece of glass. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look at that. There's going to be broken glass. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be doing a combination of touring every room and trying to follow the grain. This is one of the final destinations for the grain also. As you can see, you can open all these different chutes, gluten, all different things to open up along this wall. Soybean. Over here is some stuff for the molasses. There was once a machine here that mixed everything. Unfortunately, that was taken out and sold by someone else before me. All right. Okay, let's go to where the waterfall is, because that's a very important part of this place. So, unfortunately, DEP won't let me put boards in the dam, because I was never updated about having to submit an emergency plan of action for this dam. Some update that happened, I think, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. And they saw I didn't submit that, they investigated it, and they said, hey, it's no longer safe, the dam's exceeded its life expectancy, all that. So unfortunately, I'm not allowed to raise the water level and such, which is a real pain. Yeah, so right here is where you'd lift a thing that would allow the water to go into a turbine that we're standing on top of right now. The thing it would lift disintegrated, sort of. It's right here. This is the thing that it was lifting in and out of that big spot right there. That is an ice house. The walls are pretty thick concrete walls, but they're hollow and filled with sawdust to keep it insulated throughout the summer. Because, you know, for refrigeration, you that's what you did. You took the ice off the lake and stored it in sheds. A lot of moving parts all over the place. See these? Open up these. It slides so smoothly, honestly. It's really amazing for how old it is. I should mention the building was abandoned in the late 70s, early 80s, I think. It was originally built late 1800s, but there was many additions. The last addition being added on in the 70s. This machine is an oat crimper. I luckily know that from a person who's no longer alive, but they gave me a tour of this place. So they were able to pass a lot of knowledge down to me, luckily, about what everything was. This is the main grinder. Magnetic separator. This is a magnetic plate. And the conveyor would go across and pull off the nails so you don't damage your grinder. I was told this controlled the power from the turbine, because the grinder was the most power hungry thing here. You can see, I like how there's a conveyor belt on either side of it. Right, because it was these plates in here were counter-rotating. And you controlled the size of the grain by how close together these two plates were. This is a little mystery I've always found strange. This thing right here, solid thing, solid, nothing you can pull out except for this one. This one, sorry, I only have two hands, so this one you pull out. Look at that. It took me a long time to figure out there was actually another grinder here. Strangely, you're only able to put things in grinder through this section because all the other ones are blocked off. I really wonder why that was done. Alright, let's go downstairs. Again, I'm trying to follow the grain best I can. I'm going to skip the pulleys. I'm going to go straight up to the waterfall again and show off the turbine. Alright, so main turbine is right here. Water coming in through there. And would exit out through the bottom of this turbine. That, let's see, Yeah, so this is an old tractor engine. It was used for if there wasn't enough power coming from the water, run that thing to power the machinery in the mill, stuff like that. Look at the size of this thing. Really, really amazing how big this is. And the size of the leather pulleys that go back there, same thing. All right, so the power, get transferred to that shaft. Shaft runs along there. And then, again, this is still the same shaft right here that would power all these pulleys. This is a clutch mechanism that's still working. Pull this, tension that belt. You see that? It's pretty fascinating. Somehow this whole beam could move up and down to tension the whole entire system. I'm actually not even sure how to where you grabbed onto this thing to get the leverage to actually move that. I'm really not sure. Haven't figured that out. This clutch is broken. Don't know what happened with this one. Alright, let's close this door. Alright, so again, trying to stick with the theme of following the grain. So, when it did enter that first hopper of the building, is the headlamp on? Let's turn this full brightness. There we go. Okay, so when the grain entered the building, it would. This is the edge of that hopper system originally that I was showing you. Okay, I'm trying to. Such a weird crawl space back there. Anyway, point is, it would go into this to move the grain across. And this would move it across. And this is the entrances to one of the grain elevators. This is a grain elevator here, so see how it pushed over, drop down that chute, and there, and then up the grain elevator. This is another grain elevator right here. Again, this is the chute to feed it up, then change which hopper the grain was in. Here we go, another grain elevator right here. See that? And this is under the pulleys. So the original owner, it was two brothers that owned this place together, and the one of them actually died somewhere in here, probably standing on this. His tie got caught in one of the pulleys up here, and got strangled to death. Lesson is, don't wear a tie around heavy machinery. In fact, I'm going to say, never wear a tie. I think they're stupid. Just some stupid societal thing we just came up with. I don't get it. This is one of my favorite pieces of machinery. It's a giant radial drill, drill press, whatever you want to call it. Water powered that pulley up there to then power this big thing here. And the whole thing could rotate. Those are tubes all coming from the molasses tank. This was installed by one of the owner before me. It's a furnace that would could run on wood or oil, so it's pretty neat. A lot of windows I gotta fix. I keep on not fixing things the right way. I have to start fixing things the right way whenever I fix things. This is a Porsche I'm working on. 924 turbo. Hopefully when I get this thing sold, I'll have a lot of money to dump into the mill here. The engine's all taken apart. Camshaft and everything nicely labeled for when I put it back together. Just showing Look, one of my goals in this video is to show every square inch of this place, unlike I've ever done before. This is going to be a little long. All kinds of, original tubes for, running water, sewer system, whatever. Okay, so let's work our way back up again. You can see at one point water was no longer enough to power all the machinery here, and they started adding big electric motors to help assist moving the pulleys to power the machinery. All right, so yeah, let's head up the building now. Actually, yeah, we'll go up. We'll go up. Let's corner around here. That's the garage, by the way. I spend way more time in the garage than I do this building. Another thing I gotta do is I want to replace those lights with actual real, those style lights with the glass cover on them, the way the building was originally supposed to be. Cut a lot of holes in the hoppers for storage at one point. My envision for this building was totally different when I bought it. Originally, I was picturing every hopper would be its own room for its own project, because I always wanted to be like an inventor or something, and one of the issues I had building my stuff was that I would run into some hiccup in a project, and I had to wait for something in the mail to come I had to wait for like 2 weeks or something before I could continue the project, so then I'd switch to another project. So my thought was, hey, if I have a bunch of rooms, one for each project, I could bounce from one project to the other. And the other thing is, I originally also bought this building for the sake of doing eBay, because I used to do eBay full time, and eBay didn't work out after a few years. It got a lot less profitable, especially after COVID. That really killed it. Got way too competitive. Everyone was trying to make a buck reselling stuff. I was told these hoppers were primarily meant for oats. I had a guy who explained a lot of the stuff to me. This is a hole we cut in this hopper just out of curiosity one time. Trying to shine my light in there. Gotta take it off my head. There we go. Well, we're actually gonna, I don't have to show it too much. We're gonna be walking up there on that catwalk thing in like a minute or two. So that'll be interesting. So this is like a main hopper that the building straddles, that runs all the way across. So let me go to the other side, which is really hidden. It's a hidden passageway. That other hopper I cut a hole in. Hopper. Okay, so yeah, the building straddles that main section of hoppers, and this is the other side. There we go. Oh, actually, I have a light switch back here. There we go. Yeah, at one point, was sort of turning this into a living space. Again, original envision for this building was far different at one point. Now my goal is to restore it to its original, original state, best I can. The other spot down there is where I was. Well, we were down there before. That was by all the chutes that were like opening up. Yeah, the chutes would open up from these hoppers, by the way. Oh, these are the original glass style things that went over the lights, so that way there was no risk of fire. So yeah, I want all the lights to have these original things back on them when I get to it. All right. And I'm gonna work my way back. Okay, I'll go that way later. right now, let's have the mission of going straight up. Oh, my light just died on me? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, unfortunately, my flashlight just died. Or my headlamp just died. That's my bee box. My bees died. Okay, let me show you the thing that can, yeah, this is actually a really cool spot up here. Doing this ladder one-handed might be a little sketchy, isn't it? Okay. So this is obviously one of the things that would separate like rocks from the grain, stuff like that, would spin, separate stuff. But that thing I was spinning earlier to change which hopper the grain would go into, that was this thing. This is that shaft I was spinning. So you can see how each, you could choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 possible hoppers for the grain to go into. Just with a really simple mechanism. Isn't that neat? Let's get a view at this window real quick. Yeah, a lot of bees up here. Gotta take care of that. Alright. Let's get it back down. And all hoppers were standing on top of, I'm gonna say 70% of the space in this building is literally taken up by hoppers. This was some sort of sifting machine. You can see this still turns, and when I turn it, that moves back and forth. A blower right there. Oh, okay, yeah, for the blower to operate, it had to have spun this way. So yeah, lighter stuff gets blown out of the building. Let's go up the staircase. It's really skinny here. Alright, this is the main chute where grain would go into to get dumped into big trucks. Here's another one of the grain elevators. Controlling which hopper it went into, by the way. This is where my beehive originally was. You can see the beehive went from there all the way across to over here. Wow, that thing was giant. I still have like maybe 40 pounds of honey left over from that thing. Yeah, the bees just died in the winter, unfortunately. I'm really afraid of bees right now. I think I'm alright. But yeah, we're standing on top of the chute right now. That would the trucks would dump, or the chute that would dump things into trucks. That's a better shot of the concrete building up the hill I was talking about. The trains would load things into before grain was loaded over here. Okay, let's go across the top of the main hoppers now. I love watching fireworks from up here and stuff like that. Up real quick. When I watch fireworks and stuff from the town, I like to sit on this roof right here. It's a really neat spot. Okay. Okay, so here we are, top of these hoppers. This is the catwalk thing I was talking about. God, it's so annoying. Let's see if I can, man, can I have a light turn on in this video? Let's see. No? Oh wait, what's that button? Hold on. The screen is literally broken right where the button is. Okay, well, Without a light, there's no point in really doing this. Does it adjust at least? Well, now without a light, there's no point in doing this. That's the hole I was peering up through before. Basically, yeah, you get the point. There's a good view of the pond from that window. But again, with that, I don't want to do this without a light. It's just wasting your time, honestly, for people bothering to watch this. Oh, this is another one of the horizontal grain things. See that? Grain would come up through what, this elevator? Wait, where did the grain enter this? Getting a little confused myself. I'm not going to try to figure it out too much right now, but you can see that the grain did go here, and then this would work its way across and then drop it into whichever hopper you want the grain to go into, with these coming out of that thing. And it's double-sided. Here's the other set. Hoppers. A mirror image here. And again, another window over there to end these hoppers. Let's try this light one more time. Oh, light doesn't work. Nah. All kinds of counterweights to take tension off things. Man, that thing's got to be like 20, 30 pounds. That thing is solid steel. Man. But that was to tension that and pull it this way. I don't know why. There's so many little things to could take a close look at in this building. Okay, so now let's go back down. Pretty much everything is still nothing really seems seized, like whatever this pulley, oh, touch a button on my phone. Whatever this pulley did, raise and lower this thing. None of this stuff is seized, which is really great. We were walking down those hoppers earlier. So we'll walk across this one, because why not? Yeah. Alright, so now let's go down. I'm going to work my way across to this side of the building. Hopper here. Again, this was used as storage at one point. Electrical room. I replaced those boards with just some Home Depot boards. I got to replace it with the original style, like 2-inch thick oak boards this place came with. So I used to store a lot of eBay stuff in this room specifically, and I actually always have I always had a forklift parked right here, and anything that was going into long-term storage for eBay, I would just bring up with the forklift and then roll it in here. It's really convenient setup. This is another one of the ways they would move grain side to side in the place. So you can see there's 3 styles at this point. There's the auger style that made of metal. There's the auger style that was made of those wooden paddles. And then there was the just the chain with boards connected to it. Just push it. 3 styles. I need to put more time into cleaning up the old eBay room. Yeah. Again, I just kind of made this video because I want to start doing a video every week, whether I like it or not. So I wasn't going to not do this video because a certain room was messy. And again, making sure I do every single room in this place. This is my listing station. The way it worked was you started by cleaning the item. You would weigh it. Then you would take pictures. There was a booth here with a big white box on either side of the booth, and then you would package it up, and there was all sorts of box sizes lined up on there, And then the whole room was lined with shelves. This is still one of the. This is my original shelf. I made the welds all myself before I wasn't as good as welding back then. Yeah, when I was originally in my parents' house, my room was just things I would list on eBay, and I needed a shelf for the middle of my room, so I welded that thing up out of scrap metal. And yeah, it was my original shelf. It's even labeled here, shelf number 1. This is a scale that goes up to 40,000 pounds. Right out here, you can see this is the scale that trucks would park onto. I don't know how realistic it is to make the scale actually function again, but I would love to at least put some money into getting some nice oak boards and lay them across the way it originally was to make it look like a scale. These are the lockers from the employees. This is Walt. This is Walt's locker, the longest time employee. He's the one that gave me the tour of the place, and he, yeah, his whole life he lived in the house right there behind the church. Okay, so this next room, this was originally the office, and I turned it into a place to live in. Again, I wish I had more time to clean this place up. I really haven't been living in this place since I built my camper for the back of my truck. I'm going over every square inch of this place. Closet. Another closet. The way this room was originally laid out was there was like customers would walk in through this door. Actually, let's just show you. This is where the tour started. See? Okay. So customers walk in here. You're always welcome. See, this is back before they had refrigeration. Buying frozen food was a pretty big deal. Anyway, yeah, customers would walk in. There was like a desk here and here. And there was a giant safe that was tucked around that corner. Well, it wasn't even a corner. I built that wall, and I turned it into a bathroom. But originally the safe was where the bathtub was. This was its own tiny bathroom with nothing else. The cash register was, you know, the employees would stand in this area with all the drawers of all kinds of stuff. Cash register was like right here on the table. A lot of I have boxes of historical things I'm finding in the place. This is a good example of how the grain was trucked, or well, in this case, brought by horse and carriage across the street. Let's show you. Oop, there's a fly that got caught in the blind. But yeah, that's the same spot. That's the house. And yeah, bringing the grain down from there across the street with whatever technology was most efficient for its time. Oh, here's a picture of the mill before some of the additions. This is focusing on the reflection, isn't it? Oh, and that's the train, and that's the building up the hill. Come on, can I get you to focus on the actual pictures, not the reflection? Come on, focus this distance. No? It only wants to focus on the reflection. Oh well. All kinds of. Oh wow, one of the original Spencers on an original motorbike. Yeah, I could go through a bunch of pictures of cool stuff. So what I want to do is I want to take all the stuff, like, you know, historic stuff, and I want to put it on display either in this room or, you know, along all the shelves here. Full of copper nails I'm building up. Oh, this is one of the bathrooms meant for the customers, I believe. Mercury collection, all kinds of old stuff I want to put all along the walls here. See, anything I missed? One of the things I missed was this scale. I just really appreciate this scale because it's still working. Let's see. Like, I could weigh myself for you, but this is still a working scale, which is awesome. And I would actually use this scale for eBay quite a bit. All right, I think that's it for this building for the most part. So now, let's go down. Okay, I'm gonna go back down this way just so I can show you the original safe that was originally in the office over there. And I'll show the ice house a little bit. Again, I want to cover every square inch. Oh, there's so many weird spots in this building, like hoppers like you wouldn't realize that are there. So like this has always been like a really hidden compartment. The hopper is right here. there's a when you go over every square inch of this place, every time there's little things that pop out that I never noticed time before. Okay, yeah, let's just go down, go to the ice house. So yeah, the original safe is right there. Someone, apparently some teenagers tried to break into this safe at one point with fire. Spencer Feedmill Co. So, lately I've been working on motorcycles. Hopefully once I sell this 2023 DR650 here that I'm finally done with. It's a salvage title. I'm making a rebuilt title. But yeah, hopefully when I'm finally done with it, I'll have enough money to buy a bucket truck and be able to work on the gutters and stuff like that up there. So that'll be awesome. Let's skip the garage for now. Let's go right to the ice house. So I have a deal with my neighbor. He uses the bottom of the shed right there, and in return he mows the lawn, and me and him we're close. We're like an Indian tribe. We work on the trade and barter system. Great guy. My snowmobiles. This room is where I'm putting all my building materials and stuff for repairs, all that. Concrete mixer. Yeah. Oh, I got to show you this room over here. So over here, you can see this is one of the spots where they, pulled the ice in. I'm sure they used that pulley system somehow to pull the blocks of ice into that door. You have to get stored in this giant room. You can see the primitive insulation board stuff they used for the ceiling of the place. All right. And again, thick walls that should be hollow and have sawdust in it. You can see the imprints of how this was built with 2x4s and stuff to make. You can even see the wood grain imprinted in the concrete from when they built it. It's pretty cool. Oh, I can see the wood grain there very well. See that wood grain? I think that's so awesome. Wood grain, the concrete. It's just, yeah. Okay. It's about 8 acres the property, and really it just hugs very closely to the road all the way down to the end of the pond and past a few hundred feet. That's what my property line is like. I want to try to make a nice fire pit out of this right here. This was originally a camper. Tore the whole thing apart because it was rotting. And I intended to fiberglass this whole entire shell. And well, originally I was thinking, oh, this will be my own camper. I built myself. Plans have changed a little bit. I want to do things differently now. I actually want to live out of a bucket truck because I think that would be awesome. I'll probably end up selling this thing to probably someone that just goes to the track, because you can pull your car on the back of it. I cut the frame, tilted it down, and then re-welded it so you could get a car up there pretty easily. Someone could store all the tools and maybe live in this when they're at the racetrack, whatever. I think that'd be a great thing for somebody. And this is my DR650 that this is going to be possibly the most modified DR650 ever made. I cut the frame and I'm re-welding it with a shallower rake angle, so it's going to handle more like a street bike, less like a dirt bike around the turns. Only downside is if I run knobbies, I'm going to have a death wobble probably because of the shorter rake angle. But all things I'm anticipating with that build. That's been my main transportation to get back and forth to the mill now, with my main DR down. I was originally taking the truck with the camper set up on the back to get up here back and forth from work in South Jersey. I'm a machinist, by the way, if anyone's curious. I have a job there. It's complicated why that I have a job 5 hours away from here. But I'm just sticking with it. Anyway, yeah, the truck was getting 10 miles per gallon, bringing that back and forth every time to live out of my truck with my camper set up, and I decided, yeah, I kind of have a living space set up in there, so I should start doing this by motorcycle instead this trip, where I'm getting 50 miles per gallon now. All right, and that's a complete tour. Wow, 42 minutes, that's insane. I gotta find a way to speed up the tour of this place. Again, I don't expect anyone to really watch this, but it's just the start of me making it a goal to make one YouTube video every week, whether I like it or not. That's it.